Hello, today we're going to be going over on how to determine on how to build a character for beginners mostly, or for people who just didn't never bothered to think about it. So, for every character there will be leveling up, and it's the same for every character, so all you have to do is look at what the character requires here and then just farm everything. And if you don't have the area unlocked where you have to farm the stuff, you could just go to someone else's world, a friend's, or perhaps a stranger. It doesn't really matter. Farm there, and if it comes to worst, some of the computers you can't get, you could probably try to buy them off of Paimum's glitter shop. Now we are at the important part of upgrading character. And first, we want to look at what element the character is. In my case, Yanfei is Pyro, and she's a DPS, which we could probably guess from the internet, or if you really want to make sure, you could check their talents, which is the next part of the important parts, because talents basically determine how your character plays. Is the support, if it's a DPS, a shield, anything. And if you just read the description, yes, I know, involves reading. Terrible. See, in Yanfei's case, summons a blistering flame that deals pyro damage, and when it deals damage to an enemy, she gains maximum scarlet seals. Well, what are scarlet seals? We'll probably have to read about that later on somewhere. But as you can see in the skill attributes, which tells you everything, it's just completely just damage, which is a sign that she might be a DPS, but we don't know yet. And if we go to the alt, read her thing, triggers the spray of intense flames, blah blah blah, dealing pyro damage, again granting her max number of seals, and then applying brilliance to her. And we're gonna have to read what brilliance is. Brilliance following effects grants her more seals at an interval, increases damage of her charge attacks. Oh, gotta take note, why would it increase damage of her charge attacks? And it disappears when she leaves the field or dies. Makes sense. And then if you see here, more just damage boosting. More damage boosting. If you look at her talent here of her attack, it's just pretty normal. And then if you see, there's actually extra stuff. Scarlet Seal stamina consumption decrease. Oh, that's pretty cool. Now we know what the seals do. Seems like she is a damage dealer that uses charge attacks. Now let's read her other talents. For this talent, she does more damage, pyro damage, for each seal she consumes. And the way to consume seals is by charge attack. Now we know why her alt boosts her charge attack, because she seems to be a charge attack oriented character. And just from that, you can see this. She also does more charge attack damage. Okay, more pointing towards she's DPS. And this is not really matter, because yeah, that's just overworld stuff. No one cares. But as you can see, by reading talents, I was able to determine that Yanfei was a damage dealer, more specifically, a charge attack user. And that means, in my case, or Yanfei's case, not my case, normal attacks are actually pretty important, because everything is based off of a charge attack, and the only way to make charge attack do more damage is by upgrading normal attacks. And a tip, when you look at the talent referencing, people usually will upgrade the most important stuff about a character, but don't rely on it, because people could be building a character for a different reason than yours, and that could screw you up. For example, in Yanfei's case, it's C4. She could get a shield when she uses her alt, and people actually sometimes build her just for her shield, I think. I hope. I don't know. So now we know how she plays, what she scales off of, which is damage. Unless you're going for her shield, C4, which scales off of HP, you're gonna have to build for HP, which comes from artifacts. Now we get into artifacts. Now that we know what Yanfei is, a damage dealer, we're gonna give her DPS artifacts. If it was like support, we would give her artifacts that give support. And if a character scales off of whatever, like HP, defense, whatever, we will give her artifacts that has defense and has more defense stuff. Or in my case, Noelle uses defense, so I gave her a lot of defense. Makes sense, right? And to determine which artifacts to put on character, you're gonna have to read all the artifacts and stuff. Or you could take the lazy route and just look it up and how to build a character. But if you really need a niche stuff, you're gonna have to figure it out yourself just by reading everything. So that's what I did. I just put attack, crit damage, crit rate, because she needs her crit rate to trigger one of her talents that give her charge attack more damage. And yup, vaporize, more damage. Yes, more damage. Haha, pyro damage, because more damage and more damage. Now on to weapons. Usually for 5-star, they have their determined, like, specific 5-star weapon. So that if you have a 5-star, you're gonna have to go for a weapon, or if you don't, you're gonna have to read every weapon description and find what suits the character the best. And to do that, you go through talents, determine what they are and how they play, and based on that, you're gonna look at what the character needs. So for Yanfei's example, I have the map mirror, and mostly I determined that I'm gonna use vaporize, melt, and stuff like that, overload, to do most of my damage, which is why I put on elemental mastery to boost my reaction damages. And the special effects of Map of Mirror grants me more damage based on elemental reactions, which again in turn boosts Yanfei's damage more. Now if you think that's it, no, that is not it, because constellations exist. Sometimes constellations could change how you play your character. For example, again, C4, you could change Yanfei into a shield character if you don't have a really great shield character like Zhongli or like Noelle. So you're going to read through all the constellations just to make sure you're using everything of the character and you know that you're setting yourself for success and not wasting a constellation because you didn't build towards it. Like currently I am building Yelan. I hope. I kind of abandoned her because I have to build my stronger characters to catch up with the increasing difficulty of the Spiral Abyss. But Yelan, if we read her talents, going through again, she scales, seems like HP, max HP right here, max HP right here, more max HP, so I'm gonna have to give her HP artifacts, which is what I attempted to do. As you can see, my feather, HP, crit damage, crit rate, more HP. This one doesn't have HP on substats, but see, HP, oh, crit rate for circlet is always going to be like crit rate or crit damage, because I'm a very neat guy. And I chose the emblem because she needs a lot of energy recharge, so she can maintain a constant ult uptime, and then it increases elemental burst damage based on it energy recharge, which is great. More damage, more uptime, great.
The law can be both a help and a hindrance.
If you expected a lot from my video, well, this is just very surface level on how to build a character, and it's very messy. I know, it's very messy. well, if you enjoyed, thanks for watching. And yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Please help.